Good morning, guys. This is Tony. Welcome to Roller Details. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys 4 different setups. Pretty much I want to show you guys what is the difference between a setup that we built from parts from Home Depot and all that type of stuff, that we get, and also another setup that is the one we normally build, which is a solid structure and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with one or the other one. The only thing is that the other one of them is like heavy duty, and as well it's a better option, I would say, just because you are able to put it on another vehicle if you have to. So let me show you guys. Let's move on. Let's get it. All right, guys, so the question over here is, which mobile detailing setup should I get? The answer is, we don't know. It's gonna be all depends on your budget, what exactly do you need, and everything. So we're gonna be talking about different type of mobile detailing setups. As you guys can see, I got 4 over here, and they might look the same, but they are different. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between these setups. Let's go. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, we have 4 different setups over here, which that one there is not done. We are working on it, but I would just want to show it over here so you guys can see, the difference between one setup and the other one. So for example, let's talk about the what I normally call, I gotta switch the name, but I call it the Home Depot setup. As you guys can see, this setup, we just finished with this one. By the way, the owner is on the way, and I wanna get this video out there, for you guys, just to explain you guys the difference between one setup and the other one. So for example, this setup is, I want to say 60% of the stuff that we got in this setup, I'm talking about the structure stuff, not the reels, pressure washer, and all that kind of stuff. But 60% of the stuff is from Home Depot, to build the structure part, So yeah, and then it looks pretty good. We have diamond plate, black diamond plate in the wall, and also in the bottom. That's a different type of diamond plate, but the reason why I decided to put black diamond plate, because that one gets scratchy a little bit. So in the wall, it's not like someone is gonna be touching that all the time or stuff like that, and the other one does not get a scratch like that one there. So but anyways, once again, this setup is made of we got metal, wood, diamond plate, that type of stuff. And the other thing is, if you guys set this setup, in order to pull it out, you guys got to take it apart. So for instance, if you guys ever have a, we don't want that, but like a collision, small collision, you guys got to bring your van to the shop. It's gonna be there for about 3 to 4 weeks, or minimum maybe 2 weeks, something like that. So, and you guys need to reschedule the entire month, so you guys gonna be without work, if we want to call it that way, for all that period of time, unless you guys have or rent another vehicle. But then it's not going to be the same. You guys not going to be working comfortable, from the stuff that you guys already know, which is this type of setup. The function is pretty much the same as the other ones. Now let's move on to this setup over here. This setup, once again, is not done. We are just building this frame, which this frame is something that we can pull out and put it on another van, just like that. Obviously we need like 3 to 4 hands in order to do that, because this equipment right here is super heavy. This is more like a heavy duty setup. This is gonna be more for like a pressure washing system, and as well they're gonna have a steam clean. This is built, for this is gonna be built to do like more like fleet washing, Yeah, the tank is 20 gallons as well. It's 20 to 25, something like that. So anyways, and this is the way it looks. It's built from aluminum, so there is no chance to get any rust from this, and you guys are paying one time for this setup, this type of setup. So once again, that's the difference. This one here, yes, it can get rust, you know. Once again, we are using wood, treated wood as well, so you know it's gonna last. Obviously it's gonna last, but the reason why I do these ones, still do these ones, is for people who maybe they are trying to build something more in the budget. Okay, so but yeah, this right here is gonna be more expensive, like that one as well. Now this one here looks like maybe is the most expensive one. It was at the time for me because I built these drawers and stuff like that. So but anyways, I want to say every setup, you know, like the best setup is the one you got because the one you can you know, feel comfortable with and everything. So anyways, once again, this thing is a beast. It's gonna have a huge steam clean machine on the back with sliders, and we have a space under all the stuff. It's about 14 inches of a space on the bottom in order to, you know, set different stuff, you know, that we normally need on the daily basis. Let's move on to this one. This one here is the third setup I ever made, which has been with me for about 6 years and still running like a champ. My van has already 210,000 miles and runs so good. This one here, like I say, I built these drawers on this one here, and this setup is made of I want to say 50% of the stuff that you guys can see, it was gonna end up in the trash. So I was doing electrical work, and I always was thinking where I can use this type of things, you know. So whenever they were ready to dump, like for example, this cable tray, this is like a cable tray that we normally use on the electrical. So they was gonna dump it, and then I asked, you know, the guys, you know, hey, where are you guys going with that stuff? So, and that's how I create this setup. You guys already know, like the majority of you guys already know the story about this setup, which is amazing. I love this setup. This is my baby. All right, now over here we have another one, which is mine as well. This is the other one that we got for, you know, for our customers, and as well for anybody who wants to look at it, how they look and stuff like that. This is like, you know, like a model, you know, for anybody who wants to build something like this. Now this one here again is made of aluminum, and the nice thing with this one is it has 2 bolts in the back, and we can just remove them and pull the entire skid out, rent another van, and you know, and just push this in there, you know. So you guys gonna be maybe working for about, I want to say 2 to 3 hours just to pull it out and put it on another van. So you guys might gonna have to reschedule one job, and that's it. So this one here, it looks really nice. Once again, all of my setups, they are in remote controls, which is something that I pretty much create, you know, back in, I want to say 5 years ago or so, or 4 or 5 years. I did a video which I will set the link in the description down below, so if you guys want to see how that thing works and everything. By the way, that was the first setup not the first setup, the first video I ever showed my face. I was so nervous. You guys gonna see how nervous I was in that video, and I was acting weird, you know, because I didn't know how to act, you know, in front of the camera. Like, it's natural now, but back in the day, I was like trying to think, you know, what to say. And now I don't care. I just say whatever I have to say because, you know, I feel comfortable now. Obviously I gotta, you know, make sure I'm not gonna say something that is not right. Everything have to say right. All right, so anyways, back to the setup. This thing looks great. I like how it looks and everything, and this one as well, and I like this one. The owner, once again, is about to pick up this setup. Everything is in the remote controls, which we got it right here. We got the electrical box back there. We got the pressure washer right there. Like, it's super nice and efficient setup over here. It's on a slide out as well. It's looking good. So what else can I say? Okay, the other things that I switch out from this type of setup is the the plumbing, this one is gravity feed. That's why you guys can see the pressure washer right here instead that have it, because as you guys can see on this setup, the only thing you guys can see over here is the reels, and all the equipment is behind that wall. So like, for example, pressure washer, air compressor, and vacuum, they are in the back in a shelf, and that's why I do it that way. On this ones we can set up, this is another question, guys. Everybody wants me to install, or like people ask me, hey, can I put a 100-gallon water tank? Yes, we can, but at the same time, we gotta think about the weight capacity on each of these vans. If you guys want a 200 or 275 gallons on that big old van, that's perfectly fine. The van has the capacity to hold that weight. But in this type of vans, this one here, the ProMaster City, is about 1700, and this one here is 1600 weight capacity. That's just a like rough estimate, you know. It's not exactly, but yeah, that's what we got pretty much on this type of setup. So you guys got to think about, I always suggest to put a 65-gallon water tank, which for example is enough to wash about 5 to 6 maintenance vehicles. 5 to 6 maintenance vehicles. And if you guys gonna be doing full details, which require more, you know, steps to do a full detail, you guys know, you guys gotta pretty much clay it and all the stuff. Like if you guys gonna be using the foam, you know, to clay it and all that kind of thing, so it's gonna require a little bit more water. So I want to say about, depending on how efficient you guys are with your water, you can do 2 to 3 vehicles, you know, for a full service. So right here I have a 50-gallon water tank. I can do 3 vehicles with no problem, up to 4 maintenance vehicles. And this one here, like about, you know, once again, 5 to 6 vehicles. That one there is gonna be at 20 gallons. And maybe before somebody start laughing about why you guys put in a 20 gallons, that's just a buffer tank. It's just to recirculate the water. Since this one here, this pressure washer doesn't have the auto stop, this is what we use normally on the pressure washing systems. Buffer tank, in order for the water to be recirculating and the pump is not gonna get hot whenever you guys stop pressing the trigger, okay? So that's the only reason. This setup is gonna be connected to a water source the majority of, like almost all the time, unless they are doing everything with the steamer. The buffer tank at the same time is gonna add water to the steamer. It's gonna be continuous fill. So they're gonna have 20 gallons of water for the steamer. So that's the reason why, if you guys wonder why. So yeah, there's more things that I would like to talk about, but right now I don't have, or I don't know exactly what else, you know. Like we already talked about electrical stuff, we already talked about the plumbing, gravity feed. Like once again, that one there is in a pump, and because we need to push the water from the bottom all the way to the top shelf for the pressure washer. So yeah. And what else? Once again, if I ever want to replace that setup, I'd rather just buy a, like for example, if something happens with this van over here, it has 210,000 miles already, you know. But once again, this thing is running great. I think I can get another 100 to 125,000 miles, because like the way I service my vehicles, oil change, you know, all the time, and I take care of them. So I want to say like another 125,000 miles before something happened, you know, to it, I hope. But if I ever want to, let's say, I'd rather just buy a brand new transmission with a brand new engine instead to moving this setup out here. That's what I will do. I will do some upgrades on this one pretty soon, so you guys gonna see it different. I will build like a nice wall, you know, because that one there, it was just unistrut, as you guys can see, just to hold pretty much the rails and stuff like that. And that was it. I was not looking for nothing fancy or things like that, you know. So yeah, guys, I hope this video helps a little bit, and talk about, you know, that type of setups. We will be building any type of setups that you guys want. Like if you guys want the Home Depot setup, or if you guys want the nice type of setup where it's gonna be, yeah, it's more expensive, but you guys gonna be paying one time for this type of setup. So just something to keep in mind. Excuse me. But anyways, they are looking good. And what else? I hope somebody can be asking questions here, like in Instagram or YouTube live, so I can answer. But it's I think it's a good video for you guys to, you know, take a decision. I can build like a super budget friendly as well for the people who are starting. I like to help them out by building something like a Home Depot setup, but with nothing fancy, not even installing diamond plate or stuff like that. We just get some Unistrat, we paint the wood and stuff like that in order to, you know, to get them out there and start working. That's pretty much what I like to do with people who are starting. Now, what is the best way to start your mobile detailing business? If you are just starting and you don't want to start, or maybe if you have a budget, you can start with something like this. But if you don't have a budget, if you are starting with a couple $1,000s, I wouldn't say, you guys can just buy the equipment and see how you guys can put it together. You know, yeah, you guys can see videos out there where you guys can start with $500, and it's great. But once again, I want to say, this is something that I want to say. When you guys invest in your business, you guys gonna get that back. If you guys do the right things, you guys gonna get it back. So don't be afraid or thinking about that, oh, if I invest this money on this, then it's gonna be sit right there. It's not gonna be sit right there. If you put the effort, if you put everything right there, or to make it happen, you guys gonna make the money. But if you guys are pretending that just because you guys did the investment, I don't know. Another good investments you guys can do is advertising. I want to say that's almost like it have to be combined, because I don't want to be putting out there, you know, a lot of advertising and we don't have the right equipment or stuff like that. Then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you guys to do it. Maybe some of you guys not going to be agree with me, but once again, we can start washing cars with a bucket and a sponge. If that's how you want to do it, that's totally fine. But the only thing I'm saying here is that if you guys going to invest in your business, you guys going to get that money back for sure, because I seen it. Like, it's something that I've been doing and it's been helping me. Like, for example, my shop, that is an investment. It's not something that even came from my detailing business. That's something that came from my electrical work. But I you know, since I made the investment on my shop, that is gonna catch the attention for people who has those nice high-end vehicles. So that's how I get ceramic coatings and bigger jobs, you know, because I have the place to do it and everything. So that helps a lot, and it's gonna get the attention of someone out there, you know. You guys show something for example, in Facebook, where you guys are detailing on a shop like this, somebody wants to do it as well. Somebody, like, they're gonna see, oh, this guy is doing this, so let's bring our vehicle there. So that's how I get clients. So just something to think about. And I hope this video helps. And don't forget, guys, always like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.